Hey, what's up, gang? I'm back with another video, and in today's video, I'm going to be turning this old laptop into an emulation beast. Now, I'm going to be using RetroArch. That way this computer can run basically any emulation software, all the old games. But before I do that, this is an old tank with an old mechanical hard drive, and it's really slow. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to throw an SSD in it to hopefully speed up boot times. That way we don't be sitting around waiting on this damn thing all the time. Alright, so I ain't wasting no time. This is actually my sister's laptop, and she got a new laptop, and I'm like, well, this computer still got some type of life in it. So I'm like, let's just turn this thing into an emulation monster. But it's gonna need an SSD. Now this is a cheaper SSD, but anything should be better than this mechanical drive that's in here now. This thing is so painfully slow. But it got a quad-core AMD A8, I believe, processor in it. So, I mean, it's perfectly fine to handle like old games. It's just a hard drive that's really just doing it. So go ahead and take the battery out. There's one cover to get to the hard drive. I believe that it's just this screw right here. By the way, if you do convert your computer to SSD, or if you want to do a clean install of Windows, you're going to need a copy of Windows. I'm going to leave all that stuff linked in the description below, but you're going to need an 8GB flash drive. And Windows, all you have to do is download the Windows utility, and that'll automatically create a bootable USB drive with Windows 11 on there. So now let's go ahead and get this drive out. Let me see how to do this. But I think this like metal plate has to come off. Let me see. Let me just take this screw out and see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the cable off the motherboard. Let me see if I can just slip. Oh, it literally just slips out. Alright, so here's the mechanical drive. This, I believe, is a terabyte. Let me just verify. Yeah, it's a terabyte, 1,000 gigs right there. So what I'm gonna actually use this drive for is I'm gonna use this for like hella backups, for like videos and stuff. I mean, you don't need a super fast drive for backup. So I'm gonna throw this in like an external enclosure. That way this hard drive don't go to the garbage. Open up the new SSD, and this is a Team Group AX2 Advanced Solid State Drive. This is a 1 terabyte. This is a cheap one off Amazon, so I'm not expecting like no crazy speed from this, but it should be a lot better than a 5400 RPM old ass mechanical drive. So that's what we was going for with this. So it would go in something like that. Stick that in like that. This is actually a little bit thinner than that hard drive. And go ahead and plug that back in like that. And that's literally it. That's how you swap a hard drive. These old computers, man, you gotta love them. Go ahead and put it all back together. Alright, so it's all back together. Now it's time to get Windows on here. Alright, so I got the charger plugged up. I got the USB drive for Windows 11 on there. Now it's time to go ahead and boot this bad boy up. You should be able to get to like a boot menu. If your computer doesn't have a boot menu, then you have to go into the BIOS and configure it to boot from USB first. It actually automatically just booted from the USB, which is cool. So now we're at the install. Go ahead and hit do next. Install now, and go ahead and let that do its thing. If you never installed Windows before, it's pretty simple. All you're doing is just hit next, accept, next, and then it's installed. So it's really not that bad. I'm probably not going to show it all on camera because it's kind of a waste of time. But if you guys have any questions about any stuff in this process, you can always just leave comments, and I'll always answer comments. So now it's asking for a product key. I don't have a product key. We'll figure that out later. Okay, and then we're going to install Windows 11 Pro. Oh, and we ran into our first issue. This PC cannot run Windows 11. I was hoping that I wouldn't run into this issue, but obviously we are running into the issue. It's something with like the secure booter. It's something that Windows 11 have, that your processor has to be compatible with it, and I'm pretty sure that this processor is not compatible with it. No big deal. I'm about to just go ahead and put Windows 10 on here instead and just do Windows 10. Alright, so I downloaded the Windows 10 media creation tool, and I put Windows 10 on this flash drive. Now it is ways to bypass the Windows 11 bullshit with the TPM chip and all that. Considering that this is my sister's laptop, and also what we doing with it, just emulation stuff, it seems like that stuff is kind of pointless. Might as well just put Windows 10 on here, and it still gets security updates and whatever. So let's go ahead and do Windows 10 install now. Now we should have no problem installing. This computer can't shift with Windows 8, so I should be able to use the product key from the Windows 8 on Windows 10, but I'll deal with that stuff on my own time. We just want to get Windows on here so we can get RetroArch, get some games on here, and start gaming. Alright, so we're gonna do Windows 10 Pro this time next. I'm gonna go ahead and let that do its thing, and we'll be back with a fresh copy of Windows on this bad boy. Alright, so this is the first boot. It just got done installing. If y'all hear that noise in the background, that's my furnace. The camera's right in front of my furnace, so sorry about that. This is first boot with Windows 10. Unplugged this so it's booting off the hard drive now. This computer gets really hot. Y'all hear the fans in this? Yeah, this is an old behemoth. I don't even remember it being now old. This thing is definitely a tank though. My sister actually cracked this screen and I did a screen replacement on this computer, so it's been through hell. Alright, so now we at the setup. I'm just go ahead and blow through this real quick. Now we at the desktop finally. But I want to go ahead and just restart it real quick because it said that it needed to restart because of some drivers. So now that we all booted up, I'm not even gonna put anything on here other than RetroArch. I want this to be a pretty clean install. I'm not even gonna put Google Chrome on here because it's probably won't be necessary. So I'm just going ahead and go to the RetroArch website. It's moving pretty quick, I ain't gonna lie. Probably because of my fast ass internet too. So I'm gonna go ahead and download the stable version. Okay, so it's saying that RetroArch requires DirectX 9 and was not detected, but it's still letting me install. I'm gonna let that install and see what's up with this RetroArch. I gotta figure out how to use it myself. Okay, so it just finished installing. Let's go ahead and launch it and see what this looks like. So yeah, I might have to do a little bit of research myself. I'm pretty sure a core is probably like the emulator. Yeah, that's what the cores are. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I think I just want to get like a PlayStation emulator on here. I want to put Oddworld on here because me and my sister loved Oddworld. So we're gonna do, I guess this one right here, PC SX rearm. Get that on here. Let's see what that's like, and then we can go back. So now I guess we just have to get a game. So regarding getting games, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the legality of like all of that, but all the games I'm putting on here, I own physical copies of it. I will link in the description below where to get ROMs or ISOs, the actual game to put in RetroArch to play. I'm gonna link that in the description below, but like I said, everything I'm putting on here, I own, so you can't fuck with me. Alright, so I got Oddworld on the computer. You can also rip games using a disk drive if you got one using RetroArch, but I have it on the hard drive, so let's go ahead and go to it. And here it is right here. Open up the bin file and let's see how I play. There it is, Oddworld, the original, not the PS3 version, the garbage version. Oddworld Abe's Odyssey that came out in 1997. Okay, we're running into our first issue. It's like running at like in slow motion. What happens if we go full screen? I was running fine, now it's in full screen. Hello. Okay, controller is not being detected. Alright, so I got it to work. One thing I did do was went ahead and installed the PS1 BIOS. Information will be in the description below. Any more comments or questions about that, just ask me and I'll help y'all out. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and get this thing pretty much set up. I want it to launch basically when I start the computer up, and I want to hook it up to my TV. And I want to show you guys that, like, basically all like the finished product. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all of that set up, and we'll be back, and I'm gonna show y'all it like basically fully set up, and me learning a couple more things too about it. All right, so I'm finally back, and as y'all can see, I got y'all set up in front of my TV. I'm gonna go ahead and boot the computer up, and I'm gonna talk while the computer's booting, because I want to show y'all how fast this thing boots now with this SSD in there. So I'm gonna hit the button now. So it's booting up, but it's not gonna pop up onto the TV to boost the Windows. But it's actually been a week. I've been running into a few issues getting everything set up, and I finally came to a point where it's like, all right, and see how quick that was. That was probably 10 seconds. But I've been running into, like I said, some issues. And one thing I have ran into is that this computer actually cannot run PS2 games. It can't run Wii games, but it can run everything underneath that. I was trying to, change some settings, change different BIOSes, all this different stuff just was not working. It was running at like 15 frames per second, which is not good. I also have it automatically booting up to the RetroArch, so you basically don't even need to use the computer. You can just Now I'll just use the controller, which I have right here, just Xbox controller. And as you can see, I changed the theme. I'm gonna just show you guys real quick how to do that. So what you'll want to do is go to the settings, user interface, and then right here, menu, and you can set that to XMB. And it'll restart, and you'll be presented with this interface, which I believe is way better for playing on the TV. Everything is nice to see. I have an arcade emulator, a DOS emulator, Game Boy Color. This one actually does not work. I was trying to get the PCSX2, which is the PlayStation 2 emulator, in RetroArch, but for some reason it just would not work. Same with this Dolphin emulator. So what I did was I just downloaded that by itself outside of RetroArch, and that's when I found out that this computer can't even handle it. But it can handle Dolphin GameCube games, so I left Dolphin on the computer, just not in RetroArch because it doesn't work. So I actually need to delete that. But anyway, keep going. NES, N64, SNES, Mega Drive, Genesis, and the PlayStation 1, which is probably my favorite because got like my favorite games anyway. And then you got the content, which is basically all of your games. I would highly recommend to keep everything organized, that way it's easy to find. Got my PS1 games all right here. PS2, ooh, I got a nice list, and the computer can't even run it, which is it sucks, but it is what it is. N64, got a whole bunch. NES, and I got even a couple arcade games, GameCube games. Yeah, she's nice. I got just Hocus Pocus and Quake and Doom for DOS. But let's go ahead and try to learn something. You know, I was playing Parappa the Rapper and Resident Evil, and I'm like, man, I forgot how fun these games actually were. So let's go ahead and launch Parappa the Rapper. So it's automatically going to open up the core for you once you launch the game. All right, so there we go. Load it up. Sony Computer Entertainment. This computer has AMD processor and graphics. And when I was doing research, I was finding out that a lot of these like 64-bit emulators, which is like PlayStation 2, for example, struggles with AMD stuff. And I also learned that this processor is kind of on a lower tier. I thought it was faster than what it actually is. It's all about the single core number. And you need to hit at least like around like 2,000 for like 64-bit games, which this computer does not hit. Now I could have just captured this straight to video, but I feel like having the camera set up was a little bit more organic. Actually, let me move it a little bit. But yeah, like I was saying, I feel like it was more organic to just set the tripod up, because this is how you're going to be playing this. If you want to hook it up to your TV, blow it up, make it look nice with your controller. So I got a capture card, but I ain't want to do that. Kick, shit, punch, punch, punch. And it's coming through my surround sound. It's on a 65-inch. It looks good, sound good. This laptop got an HDMI out, so everything's just running through that. If you don't have HDMI out, you'll have to do like DVI out or VGA out, whatever you get. One thing you also going to want to set up is your hotkeys. Now, I just held start and then brought this menu up. Now, when I bring this menu up, it gives you the option to just close it, restart it, resume, save states and load states. That's basically saving the exact moment that whatever you're in the game, it'll save it right there, and you can load that up at any time at that exact moment, which is great for old games, because a lot of these old games, you know, saving was like kind of not it. You know, maybe you had to save at a specific moment, or you can't save at all. So this will definitely save your ass. You can set up your controller, all type of stuff, but you will want to set this up once you get RetroArch, because this was not set up when I downloaded RetroArch. And to do that, you will go to Input, go down to Hotkeys. This is also where you will set your controller up. But Hotkeys, you will at least want to set up like the menu. Where's the menu? Right here, menu toggle controller combo. I had to hold start for 2 seconds and then pop that menu up. And I also have quit. This is quit out RetroArch period, which will be starting to select. And then another thing that you want to set is game focus. Any games that like DOS game, you could configure that to a controller, but I feel like it's better just playing with a keyboard and mouse. Like I got Hocus Pocus, I feel like that's better on the keyboard. You want to make sure to set up game focus. I have that to the keypad enter. What that basically allows is the keyboard to pass through to the whatever emulator you're running. It's not going to control the actual computer, but it's going to control the emulator. That way you can pass through your controls to the game, and then you hit your key binding again to get out of game focus. So make sure to set that up too. Like I say, there's a lot of things I've learned over this course of the week, setting this up. I'm just trying to pass it on to y'all. But let's try to load something else up. Alright, I'm going to load up Mike Tyson's Punch-Out on the NES. Let's go ahead and let that bad boy load. Everything runs really cool too, like smooth, quick, everything. The SSD is really putting in work. I highly advise now to upgrade to an SSD if your computer is a SATA computer. If it's not SATA, I don't think it's worth it. You could find out your computer specs, all that type of stuff, by doing a quick Google search about y'all computer, and y'all would definitely find out information. Alright, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Lil Mac. Alright, let's get it. Man, I was playing this the other night, and like I said earlier, I forgot how fun these games actually were. Like, once you get past, the graphics, and the fact that they're not that good, the game is actually pretty good. Come on, buddy. I'm gonna knock him out, and then we're done. Can't get one in? Come on. There we go. I'm finna crunch his ass. Bing! Buddy done! That nigga look like Logan Paul. But anyway. Alright, so next game I'm gonna load up the Super Smash Brothers. To be honest, I've never played this on the N64. I've never played this. I didn't own this. So let's check it out. I never even loaded this game up since I put it on the computers. Let's see. Let's do Mario. With them graphics, bro, that is crazy. I don't even know how to play this. We gonna find out. We finna fuck around and we finna find out. I can shoot fire? How do you jump? Oh. Okay. I can double jump? Why you ain't moving? Oh shit. Damn, he just blew himself up. Oh shit, get up. Is that a Pokemon ball? Hey, back up, man. Back up, family. Hey, Mario got that. Damn, why you punching his ass like that? I ain't never seen Mario punch somebody like that. What the hell? I honestly don't know what I'm doing. Hey, get him out of here. Hey, I won! I won, that's crazy. Alright, next game. I'm gonna load up Dolphin, which is right here. Dolphin is for GameCube and Wii games. I'm gonna load up one of my favorite games. Let's see, right here, Super Mario Sunshine. That was like the all-time favorite GameCube game. I remember when it first came out, it was legendary. It was like you had Super Mario 64, but the graphics of this is so much better. And then having Sud, wasn't that his name, the little water spray thing? It was crazy time to be alive. One thing I hate though about Mario games, you gotta sit through these damn cutscenes. This came out in 2002. How old was I? I was 6 years old when this came out. That's crazy. Alright, so here we go, load it up. In certain areas, it do struggle a little bit, but it's definitely playable, as y'all can see. See right there, it's dropping frames a little bit. But for the most part, it's playable. I really thought this computer was way more powerful than what it is, but obviously it's not. It's cool though. Let's go ahead and load up a mission. I wish I could have just grabbed him, like choked him or something, you know? That would have like ended the whole game. Game beat, fastest speed run ever. So I ain't finna play this too long. I'm actually finna wrap this up. I really just wanted to show y'all, like, it's basically, it's ready. It's ready to do what it was intended to do. Play some old games, have some fun, relive some memories, just have a good time, man. You know, it took a while, you know, like over the course of a week, I've been working on it on and off. It probably took in total probably like 6 hours to get all this done, 6-7 hours. And it's you can still like add way more games. You can, you know, do whatever you want to do. And if you got a faster computer, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's PS3 emulators. You know, I think it's 360 emulators. So, you know, the world is your oyster. It's basically just what's limiting you is what your hardware, like what you got. But you honestly should just use whatever. If you got something like already, like an old computer, like for example, how I did it. My sister had an old computer. She wasn't doing a damn thing with. I'm like, alright, let's turn this to like a legitimate rig. And that's what it is now. So this is probably the best case scenario. If you got something already, just go ahead and use that. You know, maybe throw an SSD in there, fresh copy of Windows, and go crazy. Because, I mean, look what you can do. You know, I'm having a great time right now. And, yeah, anybody can do this. Just patience and, you know, research and, you know, just have fun. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Please, if y'all have any questions, leave it in the comments below. I will answer all questions about this. If y'all need help, let me know. I've done a lot of research, and I will also leave that research in the description. All the websites I used to figure things out when I was struggling. All the information will be in the description below. All the emulators, RetroArch download link, the ROM download links, where to get ROMs. Again, when it comes to ROMs, the legality of it, I'm not sure. I'm not a lawyer. But all of these games, I do own physical copies. I do also own the physical console. So there's that. But I'm going to leave all that in the description below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one. I don't even know if y'all can see me, but